without even being over, because if you guys been paying attention to the IG, this is a long time fucking coming. I mean, I didn't always have this show, but if I had this show back when I knew this nigga, oh, best believe he would be like one of the first niggas up here. So, without further, when it goes to friend, going on almost a fucking decade, rapper, singer, producer, engineer, my nigga like Bostic in the fucking building, y'all. What's going on? Let's talk about it.
I'm here. I'm glad home.
That's what's up, man. Yo, it's glad to have you here, man. This is a long time coming. I was so fucking tight that when he was doing his promo run for A Love Story, I wasn't a part of that. I was like, how I fuck this up and drop the ball?
You stupid.
Now, A Love Story, I was working on A Love Story, and the features that I had on there were just specific for those songs. I didn't really have a blackout song per se. So it just didn't work out for that time frame, but I always got something for blackout. So y'all gonna hear something soon. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's a fact. We got a few things in the works, in the archives. But you know me. I always try to give you guys a backstory and a storyline, because speaking, there are a few people who have been sleeping underneath a rock mountains that don't know about Mike Bostic and what he just introduced to. So we gotta go from the very fucking beginning to get you guys caught up to speed about who he is and where he's gonna go and where he's gonna take this. Now, that being said, I feel like we gotta hit things off right and proper. Mainstream, the email that I sent you earlier, do you have that now?
Yep.
Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a backstory, and this is the beginning. First track that myself and did together, I believe.
Yeah, this is gonna be the first one.
Yeah. Without further ado, we're gonna get into it. This is a track called "Get It," and I'm gonna explain the entire story right after. But enjoy, and shut the fuck up, Dark Side Radio, nigga. Mike Bostic.
Yeah.
I know it early on, but I had to try to get the camera angle. Yeah. Look it out. Huh? Nigga, come on! Stop fucking with me. I don't know why you're worried though. Nah. That helps a lot.
Why is the time down like a wrestler? Try to stay far, but I can be the messenger. Please give me a chance to succeed in the world with the faith that I hope to dream. Why scared? Cause you're trying to make it. When it comes to it, never want to take it. For me, I'm here to grind till I shine like my niggas couldn't stop me. The world is mine, till I get up and do it. And take the music, put it on my head, to let the beat move it. Get out the bed, put it on the kickball, and down for the grind. I'm riding like a skateboard. Yeah, why these niggas wanna hate me? Moving like a 10 feet tall. And every time I feel a track, man, I rip it for good. Now I want my team to kill it. I have got to take that,
Yo, Black Up the Rebel, Dark Side Radio. I'm here with the man, Mike Bostic.
Yeah.
Now, I do apologize, guys, because y'all know that's not me. I usually don't just dive into the songs. I usually tease y'all. I get y'all warmed up so, you know, we can make this a nice little interaction. But I had to set up the live on my account. So if you guys are not watching the WVMR, you guys are on my personal one. What's going on, everybody? You see the man. But yeah, you just heard Get Up to Get It, which is now, what, 8 years old now?
8 years old.
Jesus fucking Christ.
8 years old.
The first song we ever recorded together. How the fuck?
That's the second song we ever recorded.
Oh, God.
We did the first song.
Was The World?
Nah. So that's the third
song.
No.
I
We did the joint on my joint.
Insecure.
Yeah,
nigga.
that was the first one.
Yo, can we find that?
I have it.
You have it with you?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say,
but
nigga, I remember that shit. Because we put off that Biggie joint.
Yeah, off the Biggie joint. Off Sky's the Limit.
Nigga, this takes it back, nigga. I remember having that black and red button up with the fucking glasses on, looking like Stevie Wonder out this bitch. I can't see shit.
Bruh.
We at Pyramid Club, and niggas is like, yo, take off your glasses. I'm like, nigga, I couldn't see you saying take off the glasses, nigga, because the glasses was black as shit, and it was dark as fuck. Matter of fact, no, it wasn't Pyramid Club. It was Bowery Poetry Club.
Bowery Poetry Club.
Nigga. Oh, let's take it back. Yeah. Let's talk about it. I told y'all this is going to be a long story.
Club. Wow.
Which ain't even here anymore. May it rest in peace.
Yeah.
That's one thing I have to say. Especially you being in the game for so long. How does it feel when now that you're back? There's a lot of gentrification resulting in a lot of the lounges, stages, and venues that we used to perform and used to know and love are now being torn down and made into a fucking Starbucks. Like, we need another one in this motherfucker. How does that make you feel?
It's wild because those are the places that got our start. So now to see those places go, it's like, where did the dudes that coming up now that do what we were doing 8, 9, 10 years ago, where did they go? You know, how did they figure out those open mics and those little venues where places are open to just like, yo, do your thing. Mm-hmm. Get your practice, you know what I'm saying? Get the nerves out so when you get on the big stage, you'll be ready. There's not too many of those. I just went to open mic the other day just to get the kinks out of my stuff. And, you know, it was a good experience, and I was just like, man, like, I don't see these anymore. I don't even see people posting on Facebook, come to this open mic, nothing on IG, nothing like that. It's like, pay for a show, do your thing. Like, come on, man. Like, these up-and-coming artists, they need to get their practice in. Mm-hmm. That's the only way you get your confidence. It's the only way. You sit in front of 10 people and you sing the song. The next week is 15. When we was killing the Bungalow, the first week we went, well, you wasn't there. It was me, Costello, a.k.a. Jamal Jones. Shout out to my brother. Half Star, Memoria. It was us four. We went out there. That first week, it was 10 people sitting there. 3 weeks later, you couldn't fit in that. You couldn't.
Yeah, we packed that shit out. That was a fact. You could not fit in there. There was no room in there. That's how many people were coming to see us perform. Yeah, I remember those were the
No,
those
you
were the
cannot
magical
forget.
good old days.
So
Dead ass.
there needs to be more of those. There needs to be more of those. It's sad that those spots, like I passed by the bungalow the other day, it was closed, but of course it was daytime. And actually, it was like maybe 1 or 2, so it should have been open for like business
Yeah.
hours or whatever.
Especially now it's
But
summer.
it was closed, and that just like hurt me a little bit. Like, damn, this is what started it off.
Yes,
Bungalow.
I agree.
So,
Same
like,
here.
You know, now that I see it shut down, you know what I'm saying, the window, I'm like, man, it's crazy how these things happen like that, you know. And it feels like yesterday we was there. It's been almost 10 years.
Nigga.
It's been almost 10 years.
Oh man, listen, let's talk about it. Listen, if y'all don't know about the bungalow is a nice poppin' little spot in Astoria, not too far from it actually, ironically enough.
Yeah.
He's not bullshitting, this is exactly where we got our start. Like, I was performing, I've performed and everything when I was in school and things like that, and of course when I was at Flush and High, I was that nigga, I was in the staircases, spitting and freestyling, whatever the case. But Bungalow was by far, like, definitely the first actual real stage where I was, like, in front of people. And that shit was, like, that shit was different.
Shit humbles you.
Hell
It
yeah.
humbles you. 'Cause
Yeah.
you think you the shit.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you like, yo, I'm shook in front of 5 people.
Yeah.
Like, are they gonna like my stuff? Like, especially me being a singer in a group full of rappers, because there was nothing but rappers there. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. It was a whole bunch of rappers. And I'm in there singing some shit about having sex with a girl.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of niggas in you know what I'm saying? In the motherfucking thing. So I'm like, man, I don't know, bro. But people took to it.
Yeah.
Then that year, what was that? 09, 2010?
Yeah.
That year, I had so many collaborations. I never forget that night that it was packed at the bungalow. I did 8 songs.
Yeah, I remember that night.
I did 8 songs that
That nigga
night.
did not
bro.
leave the stage.
I did 8 songs that night. That's crazy.
Yo, listen, man.
I got those connections with those dudes, and we collaborated to the point where everybody had a track with me. They was calling me T-Pain. That was when T-Pain was big.
Yeah, I remember
T-Pain.
those days. Yeah.
I was on every single track. It was such a great feeling, and like I said, it humbled me because to see so many people really just take to my music when I didn't really have the confidence in my stuff, it humbled me, and then it gave me confidence to keep on going.
That's what's up. And I really do have to reiterate that. Like, it's not easy to be an R&B person in a room full of rappers, especially when you're making songs that is turning on all the girls that's in the motherfucker because they go out with the rappers. Like, you don't understand how fucking dangerous that shit can be. But shout out to this nigga Mike. This nigga he's not dark. He's north side, but that's still dark side. Let's not get it twisted.
I'm north side, but I come to dark side. You know
Facts.
But you know, the music shit, man. I love it regardless, bro. I love it regardless. I love the aspect of the competition of rapping. I love the aspect of the merging of R&B and rap to a point.
I was gonna get to that.
But I do like it because it makes everybody step the game up. It makes everybody step the game up a little bit. And that's why I started rapping, because I knew I had to keep up with stuff that's going on. So in order for me to kind of stay in what's going on with everybody else, I kind of had to like move into that lane a little bit, kind of start rapping on my own stuff, things like that. And it's fun to me. I love doing it. It's fun.
Nah.
It's fun.
No, we know, because y'all don't know, but there's a chat room between myself, Mike Bostic, Ghost here, aka DJ Mainstream, and of course Live Johnson, where we just gonna say that Mike is with the shits. Like, please do not let the sweet voice fool you. He is all with the shits.
I mean, all I say is that, you know, you guys are my family. I don't let nobody mess with my family. So when it comes to my family, you know, that is what it is. And
I respect it. Same
you
here.
know, we all have fun in that chat room. You know,
That's a fact.
That's one of them things that I look forward to during the day, talking shit with my brothers and whatnot.
Facts.
You know, so you know, it's all good. You know, but I am with the shit though. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying?
I see that.
You know, anybody that want to do something, let's do it.
Nigga. Okay, anyway, let's bring it back to a positive note. So yeah, like a few seconds ago, you were talking about having to adapt and acclimate to the climate of music where everybody was rapping and singing. do you feel that it's an easier transition being an R&B singer and rapping as opposed to being a rapper and singing?
I think being a singer and going into rapping is a little bit easier than a singer and then a rapper going into be a singer, because without auto-tune, if you're a rapper and you can't sing and you don't have that auto-tune, you're dead.
That's a fact.
You know, singers can easily transition into that if you have the voice for it. You know, people like Chris Brown, he kind of has the voice for it.
Yeah.
So when he raps it doesn't sound weird.
Yeah.
Trey Songz, another one, he doesn't sound weird.
He actually did start out as a rapper.
Exactly. Drake, another one, like he sings and he raps, and it doesn't sound weird. You know, it's like it's good, but like there's other people who try to do it and it just doesn't fit. So I think it's an easier transition coming from singing into rapping.
I like how you said that, because that definitely brought in the next question that I was gonna do. I was gonna ask very easily. Now, how do you feel? I don't want to be cliche and generic, but you did set that up perfectly. Now, how do you feel about the climate of hip hop right now? Because there's a lot of people who are rapping and singing without auto-tune. And yeah, like you have your little Uzis, you have your Juice WRLDs, you have your Yachty's.
Who?
All these young people.
Who?
Oh,
Who? You said Juice WRLD?
yeah, Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD. Here's the song Lucid Dreams.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie,
I know
it's
who he
not
is.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying who?
Listen, man.
I mean, but nah. All jokes aside, though, these, you know, that's what hip hop is now. And you know, as much as us hip hop purists don't like it, we gotta accept it. We gotta accept that dudes, Juice WRLD, Uzi Vert, all them dudes. That's what's in now. It's not about lyrics and all this shit no more. Like nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear the turn up. They want to be turned up. They want to party. They want something that moves them in a way where they don't have to feel what's going on in real life. That's why people say J. Cole was born. I don't see it. I love J. Cole. But people say J. Cole was born. Why? Because he raps about real shit.
I agree. I feel like that whole J. Cole shit is born. That shit really came out right after For Your Eyes Only. And I feel like
they was doing that way before.
They were, but it wasn't as bad. And I feel like the reason being is because if you listen to For Your Eyes Only, it was really an entire album of real deep melodic songs.
Yeah.
Every other album, he had your occasional turn up, like Get Off My Dick, Who That, I Got That Flame, and stuff like that. That was like the first actual album. Even on like I said, like 2014 Forest Hills Drive, you had Get Off My Dick, and that was like 90% a very melodic album. Like he had that little 10%. This was like 100%, and I feel like that is what sparked
people off. It threw people off.
But
I mean, Kendrick do the same thing though.
Kendrick's good.
So yeah, but that's what I don't understand. Is like you can't take one and not put the other in there.
This is true.
And even though Kendrick, his whole style is different than J. Cole, they still essentially do the same shit.
Essentially, yeah.
So it's like, how do you say J. Cole is born and not say Kendrick is born?
I don't know.
I don't think either one of them is born. That's my opinion. I love both of them.
Of course.
But how can you say J. Cole is born and not say Kendrick is born? Because Kendrick does a little crazy alien shit with his voice? I mean, is that the deciding factor, effect in the mix?
You know, everybody has their own personal like angle of where they gauge everything. So, but no, going back to what you were saying, like yes, this is what hip hop is now. People want to turn up, but more specifically, we're talking about people who are singing now, and they're supposed to be rapping. And for you being able to do both and actually study this craft and actually work at it, how does that make you feel? Because they're singing and it's not exactly real octaves. They're not actually, you know what I mean? Like like the cadences is different.
You know what though? I really don't feel no way about it because it's all music. It's all something that is supposed to make you feel or evoke an emotion. So
I agree.
You know, me personally, I like Post Malone. I love Post Malone.
Interesting.
Me and my brother say all the time that if Post Malone came out as a singer before he came out as a rapper, he would be the biggest thing on earth right now.
I have yet to really bump Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone is the truth.
Yeah.
Post is the truth now. If he came out as a singer instead of a culture vulture, he would he would undoubtedly be probably one of the top selling artists out right now. His music is excellent. Excellent.
I gotta give him a chance.
Excellent. But he just came out as a rapper, a weird rapper. And he can rap, don't get me wrong. But his actual singing songs are dope. Dope. I'm like, bro, me and my brother sitting in the car, we going to work. I'm like, yo, this is Post Malone, like for real, for real. He's like, yo, that's my man. And I fell in love with him instantly from there. Like, yo, this dude is nice. Nice.
I gotta give him a chance. Once one of my brothers co-signs a nigga, I gotta see what it's hitting for. But I do like that you mentioned that you said a very key word just now, culture vulture. Now, there was an interview. I forgot who was doing the interview, but for those of you who don't know, Stephanie Mills, big fucking deal. Google her. There was an interview that she did, and there was an excerpt that was going viral on Facebook where she was saying, the people, or I should say maybe the machine, they want R&B, they just don't want it from us.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And if you look at it, if you look at the climate, if you look at what's going on in R&B right now, you can kind of understand. If you're too young to understand, I'll paint a picture for you. 95% of the quote-unquote R&B songs that you're hearing right now have a certain type of trap bass. They have a certain type of
trap snare.
Yeah,
trap
it has a certain type of pace and BPM, whereas almost hip hop if you're not careful. And even the content itself, more importantly, where I'm going with this, is a lot of it is side nigga this, side chick this, I'm fucking you this, fuck these bitches this, fuck these niggas shit.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Turning up in the club, mixing up the drinks, all that. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not bashing and I'm not demonizing anybody who uses that as their base for their music and their craft. But compared to what was from our era, from the 90s, from the late 80s, and the early 2000s, that's a very big difference and transition. Once again, we still had those type of songs. Don't get it twisted. But our songs came from a more vulnerable perspective and standpoint. We didn't mind saying, hey baby, I fucked up, my bad, can you please take me back? Or, you know what, I need to get out of this relationship, this is not where I want to be.
Absolutely.
Or, hey listen, I want to get with you, and if I can't, we can still be cool, let's kick it. There was a lot of different angles and perspectives on the spectrum in R&B at that time, and it was ran by us. The biggest R&B names you could think of all were black. Now the biggest R&B names, who could, like, honestly, I remember a time when the biggest R&B person, to be honest, was Adele at one point. And that's really, and that goes to show you how much the climate has changed. Because yes, you still had Beyonce, yes, you had Rihanna, but there was one year where Adele had more Grammys than she could fucking hold at one point. And I'm not taking anything away from her, because I definitely love 19 and 21. Those were phenomenal albums.
Absolutely.
I don't know about 25. I still got to listen to it some more. It was okay, but I'm biased, so I'm going to get back to it. But how do you feel about that? You know, every time we create something, it has to be changed into something that's semi-negative, while the positive goes to them and they get promoted and get a lot more marketing for it.
We allow that. We allow that to happen. It doesn't even happen just in music, it happens in everything. We allow someone else to come in and take over what we built. So, especially with R&B, you know, the white people got into hip hop. They said, all right, we're going to start getting people to collaborate. Then you get them saying, well, we don't need an R&B singer to collaborate. We just get the rapper to sing. Now you just got all the rappers singing, and the R&B, the real R&B, nobody wants to hear anymore. Actually, there has been a call for real R&B lately, but nobody's making it. You have people like Tyrese, he wants to bring it back. Nobody buys his album. Jill Scott, Music Soul Child, wants to be a rapper now.
Yeah.
Because he can't sell records singing no more.
Right.
You can't, the real R&B, the vulnerable R&B, nobody wants to hear it. It's too sad for people. People think that in this day and age, they don't want to hear that sad stuff anymore. They don't want to hear that. They're going through that in real life. I just want to turn up. That's all I want to do. I just want to be in a place where I'm happy. So that just goes to say that if we stop allowing outside interference to get into what we're creating or what we're building, and we stick to our guns and say, yo, listen, this is R&B. This is what we're gonna do with R&B. This is rap. This is what we're gonna do with rap. We can merge the two, but never merge them to the point where they can't be unmerged. Like it's almost where it's at now.
Yeah.
It would be good. We let the record labels and record executives say, yo, this is what you're gonna do. So it makes it hard for the real R&B people to really sell records. They'll sell 15,000 records, and that's good for them. They're happy with that. Like, okay, I sold that. They won't even get mad streams. Let's just talk about physical sales. 15,000. That's like nothing. But that's great these days. Like people look at that like, yo, like that's amazing that you sold that much. Like I couldn't even fathom in early 2000, 99, 98, selling 15,000 and saying that
and still be popping, yeah.
Like, nah, B, like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. So we allow our own demise. We allow it. We allow people to come in and take over what we built.
Yo, I swear to God, if I was playing chess against this nigga right now, I'd be yelling checkmate. You were saying everything I need to keep going to the next point. I just saw, I think it was earlier today, I saw a quote on IG from Swiss Beats where I'm not saying it in total, but in summation, he was basically saying, I'm tired of doing deals where I make other people rich. If I'm doing a deal from this point on, I have to have equity.
He got to benefit from it. He got to benefit. Why not? How am I gonna make somebody else rich? I ain't pocketing something. That's like me. Alright, I come to somebody want to feature. Mike, I want you to do a hook on this joint. Alright, cool. You blow up on the hook, and I ain't getting nothing. That's ass backwards. How now we know you trash, so how you know my hook is what makes it hot. So how you benefit off my hook and I ain't getting no bread? That don't make sense.
It don't.
It's ass backwards. So you have to be able to benefit from everything you put forward. If you put your hard-earned work into it, why not get some money back? Or why not get some recognition back at least? Right. Shout me out on the record.
I agree.
Every time you go out, you say, yo, listen, my man Mike Bostic did this. Mm-hmm. Or you go out there, somebody do something, yo, my man Blackout the Rebel did. When I went and did the open mic the other day, I did Diesel East verse on Just Love You Just the Way That You Are. I shouted that man out. He don't even rap no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know.
I shouted him out. Just to, even though nobody know who he is, I gave him the recognition.
Yeah.
I could have just said that was me rapping. I could have easily took it. Why? Why would I do that? The man put his heart. I asked the man to put something on the track, and he did it for me. Mm-hmm. So I gotta give the man the recognition he deserves.
I respect that. Now, for those of you who are not business savvy, perfectly fine. Equity basically has to deal with being an investor, being a partner with the company. And a perfect example, once again, yo, I'm telling you, I be on my social media shit a lot. Like, I have so much saved shit. There was a video where I just saw with LeBron James, and shout out to him. I'm not a fan of him as the player, even though he's on my team Lakers now. That's neither here nor there. But his business acumen and more importantly, his ability to speak out when shit is unjust, I'm fucking with him for that. But anyway, he had an interview where he basically was saying, I turned down a $15 million deal with Nike in order to support and help build this African American's dream to have a pizza store. And he was like, 15 million sounds nice, but when you do the math and the numbers were right, I make more money doing this business endeavor with this guy who's a startup, and not to mention, more importantly, I get to be a part of something from the ground up and build it. So
that was crazy. That was so important. Like when he said that from the ground up,
yeah,
and he was proud to say, "Yo, listen, we broke ground from this. Yeah, like this is something that I built. Like, yo, that's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing." He said, nah, forget the Nike, because that's automatic guarantee. You know you're going to get the 15 million. But if this blows up here, what can I get for the rest of my life? Because Nike might not be there forever.
This is true.
Once he gets older, they might say, yo, listen, you know, we going to cut this deal. You go over to, Converse or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he said, I'm going to leave Nike alone. I'm going to start up this African-American owned pizza spot and help them invest my money in that and build it from the ground up. He can't do nothing with Nike. He can't do nothing. Yeah. What can he put in the Nike? He can just get stock. He didn't help build Nike.
Right.
Nike don't own his ass.
Yeah.
But he's able to take his money and build it, help somebody else's dream, and make something to bring income in for his family for after basketball.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Why wouldn't you do that?
I agree. Okay, now that you guys know the mindset of Mike Bostic, we got to get into him as the artist. I think it's about time we could play something a little bit more current. We like I said, this is a long story. We're gonna bring you slowly up to speed. So we got to do a love story.
Okay.
Which is your debut.
That's my debut EP.
Yes.
That I'm so proud of. So proud of.
Now mainstream. Do we have all the songs queued up or not?
Which one?
Okay.
You pick.
Huh?
You pick whichever one you like.
Which two do you have?
Give me the night and whatever you want.
Okay,
that's what I sent to him. That's the new stuff.
That's the recent shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So while I send mainstream the old shit,
No,
I gotta multitask here. I can
play something though.
What can you play?
Yeah. Play that shit.
Alright, I don't know what the fuck is going on my own goddamn
Play
show.
that.
I'm a
Play
little
that,
intrigued with what the
play
fuck.
That.
I think
It's mainstream song. I already know what he's gonna play.
I think I have an
Matter of
idea.
fact, it's a perfect song for what I'm going through right now. So.
Oh, I know what it is.
You know
Let's
what I'm
go. Let's talk about it.
What song is it?
Nigga, let's go with that motions, nigga.
It's gotta be Faithful.
So let me go ahead, talk about it. Let me get it up.
Alright, so basically I did Faithful a few years back, and to be honest with you, I would keep it 100. When I was doing this music shit, mainstream really wasn't fucking with my music back then. So, you know, it took him a minute to kind of get acclimated to what I was doing. So one day he hits me up like, yo, bro, what's up with this song Faithful? I said, you know, it's just something I'm doing. He's like, yo, I love this, bro. I love it. Put it on the website and everything. I was like, yo, man, I appreciate it. That's really what started our relationship. Next to the wrestling shit, because we was cool
That's
with
a
the
fact.
wrestling.
Yeah,
But
he be on it.
with the music, on the music side, Faithful was really what started. And I did Faithful just because I like the beat, man. The beat just spoke to me, and I just wrote it. But it really actually goes with what I'm going through right now in my life. So it is a perfect song to kind of cue up. It's a beautiful song. I love it. Mainstream loves it. So whenever he's ready, he can cue that up and play that along.
1 second.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was off. Because I definitely thought it was gonna be motions, but okay, that's cool. We getting there. Like I said, that's a part of the story that comes later.
Yeah, we can do all that.
Yeah.
That's gonna come.
So while I'm trying to get that, I should go ahead and play Motions, because that's my favorite song too.
Yeah.
Listen, let's talk about it, man. Let's
do that.
we can bounce around. I can do that. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I got that crossover. I got that AI. What's good? So
You stupid.
Black Out the Rebel, Mike Bostic,
Yeah.
Dark Side Radio. This is Motions off of that Train of Thought album, which is available on my website, darksideradioNYC.com. You guys can pick it up. Let's do it.
Yeah. I love this song too, bro.
I feel like I was playing on that shit.
Something about those summer nights when nothing's like anything you experienced before, but such is life. Untouchable, but she knows how to touch it right. One man wolf pack, and how you live the couple's life. Couple times you like how you look back and reminisce about that leap and how you took that. Tough the bad hand, couple bases. Not Reggie Miller, but you know you gotta face it. But right now, you hardly ready, you halfway with it. Kinda how Harvey did me, and your story sounded like it's a hard and deadbeat. That's a flat line, don't wanna put it on repeat beat. Cause it don't sound the same, no matter which way you run it. Chop it, break it down, dub it, then publish it for doubles. Getting on the subject, probably got you feeling upset, enough said.
We don't know what else to do. All we do is fuss and fight now. When we're back to being cool, that's the thing.
My pride never subsides, it's the size of submarines. It get me on IG as you subbing me. Look for oh so much, always getting mad and acting all the blues like you don't know what happened. Pride is such a way, a couple feet feet apart, we might as well be a couple countries distant. I'm kidding. Like Hungary, that sex happens after you say you done with me. Back and forth, constantly got us coasting. It is what it is, no way to sugarcoat it. Whether or not diabetic, pride is guidance, so neither of us is gonna let it be known. We were in the wrong, we just prolong this little charade till one of us is gone. Then I'm home alone, writing another song, talking about raw love. Come on now, we too wrong.
We don't know what else to do. All we do is fuss and fight out. We're back to being cool. That's the thing. We keep going through the same shit. Every day is something new. Always on this blame shit. If I'm doing something new, then I'm on some lame shit. Try to get away from you, but I can't contain it. Try to make a way out of no pain, but things gotta change. Always trying to control me, but I'm sick of the game. The way you got me, I'm the same. And even though you talk, I just can't do it again. It's faster. We don't know what else to do. All we do is fuss and fight now. And we're back to being cool. That's the thing we do.
We gotta say that. The whole place.
Yo, DSR Radio, Black Up the Rebel, Mike Bostic in the building. Yo, you just heard Motions off of that Train of Thought project that dropped last year. Available darksideradioNYC.com. Yo, listen, I hope y'all able to hear all of the outtakes on live, because yo, we're having a great fucking time up here.
Great time.
Catching up and talking about the what is it? What's the name? What's that word I'm looking for? Inception of all the songs and everything like that. So that's why I had to stop Mike just now. I was like, nigga, no, we're not on air yet. You got a game break of that. Hold on, say that. So now you can say what you was gonna say.
Alright, so basically that song came about pretty much the same way Get Up to Get It came out. I was sitting at the bus stop with Get Up to Get It, and Black had sent me the verses and the song, whatever, and he had the two verses, and I think I had already did the hook on them, but it was like this portion that was just left.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm sitting at the bus stop, and I just wrote, I was waiting at the bus stop, I just literally wrote the verse. So then I hit him up then and said, yo, Black, I need to rap on this Get Up to Get It, bro. He was like, okay, do your thing. So that's how that started. This same thing happened with Motions. Like, he sent me the track. He was like, yo, I need your magic, do the hook. I said, okay, boom. I did the hook. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, there's 8 bars in here. I said, yo, there's 8 bars. And I was feeling the track. I said, yo, I gotta rap on it. I said, yo, Black, it's already done. It's finished.
I had
it's done.
no fucking choice.
I just sent this to yo, it's done. Here, take it. It's done. Like, I had to. When the beat speaks to you, you just gotta go with it. You just gotta go with it. Like, shit.
Yeah, and we didn't even talk about it earlier, but we gotta talk about Get Up to Get It, because this takes you back, and this is how far back once again we go. I don't know, it was like once a week. I forget what day exactly, but I remember every week I would hit up Gertz Mall on Jamaica Ave, and downstairs the
R.I.P. to Gertz Mall. R.I.P. to Gertz Mall.
Yeah, downstairs next to where the beef patty place and everything was.
Yeah.
It was that one little kiosk where the nigga was selling the bootleg CDs.
The bootleg CDs, yeah, downstairs.
That was the go-to nigga for
them instrumentals.
Yes.
Hell yeah. That's where I used to get all my shit from.
That's a fact. I found it. I don't even know how I found it, whose beat it was originally, but if you listen closely, and if you are from that era, or you're just a person who's a fan of music, the beginning of that song is from Dipset.
Yes.
A lot of people may not have caught that, but if you listen back to it, and I'll put the song back up so you guys can check it out. At first, we was just like, damn, we got to get rid of that part. And then I think it was you. He was like, nah, leave that shit in.
That intro come in good. I was like, nah, fuck that.
It throws you for a loop.
Yeah.
Because at first you think it's about to be some gutter shit, and then next thing you know, it sounds like Easy Sunday Morning.
Yeah.
So that's how that kind of came together. And the first and only video that I actually did, where I'm gonna post that as well, featured you, and that shit was crazy.
Yeah, that was a movie. It's definitely a movie. I think I still got outtakes of that.
Oh god damn.
Yeah, I still got outtakes of that, bro.
I don't know about that, but yeah, takes you back.
Yeah.
I through that story, I just thought about some other tracks I can send mainstream. Yo, honestly, this is gonna be like a nice little playlist night tonight. I'm gonna see if we can get through it all. But yeah, please believe, like we got some bangers in the stash. Like
absolutely.
Like I told y'all, this is a very old friend and we does this. But anyway, so now mainstream, you have some of the songs queued up. So now we can. That brought us to 2017. We're gonna go back a little bit. A Love Story came out in 2016.
16, yeah. So the backstory about A Love Story was I started it in 13, I want to say. Damn. Either 13 or 14. No, I started in 14 because in 14 I was living in Atlanta and I had the fire in my apartment. I lost everything that I had, everything that I owned. So I had to get a new computer and everything. So I went back and literally started from scratch. But I said I had to put something together and put something together soon that I really felt proud of.
Mm-hmm.
So I recorded I want to say 40 songs, like in between 14 and 16. When 16 came, I got into a little trouble. That's another story. And I had this collection of 6 or 7 joints that I said, yo, they fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly together. And I let my boy Jamal Jones, shout out to Jamal, let him hear it. He told me to take out one. And he was like, yo, you have a complete joint now. You have a complete EP. So May 12th, 2016, I dropped a Love Story, the EP. And it's been crazy since. It's been crazy since. Like a lot of things have happened coming from that EP. A lot.
I can imagine. Tell us about love itself, because love is an acronym.
Yes. So I always was looking for something that could describe love perfectly. The acronym for love stands for language of various emotions. And basically, love is various emotions. Happy, sad, angry, jealous. All those emotions fit into that love. All of them. So I tried to convey a little bit of, I don't want to say each emotion, but of the main emotions in that EP to kind of show that what's going on. So my follow-up to it is going to be even better.
Hey, listen, man. Music should be like wine. It should get better in time. Get better
Absolutely.
in time.
Absolutely.
And that's about actually just listening to the same song. It should be timeless, where you should be able to listen to it 20 years from now and it should still be a hit. It should still feel good to you.
Absolutely.
The artist himself or herself or themselves, if they're a group, it should be growth. There shouldn't be a reason why I'm hearing tracks 20 years from now and they sound exactly almost carbon copy to what you were putting out when you first emerged. There has to be some type of level of elevation or de-escalation where you have your downward spiral. I feel like most of the greats had that moment.
Yeah, everybody
and
goes through it.
It's that phoenix that rises out of the ashes moment where we can see them for the humans that they are, because sometimes they get so bigger than life that it's like we can't fathom them fucking up. And perfect example, Eminem. Y'all know I'm a big Eminem fan. If y'all don't know, I was a huge Eminem fan. It was very fucking difficult trying to stick up for this nigga during the encore, during the encore years. But just like I was saying, you have to stick with them and try to watch their growth. It was a downward spiral. There was a lot going on. Wife, baby mother. I mean, yeah, his mother, proof passing, all these different things. Really, listen, man. Don't start with me, mainstream. But anyway, yeah. You see the downward spiral. You see them at their lowest, and then you get to watch them reemerge.
Greater.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, my favorite artist went through it, Craig David.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
He had what MTV calls the second greatest album of all time, next to Thriller,
Mm.
and his first album. And his second album was good. His third album wasn't released in the States. So from 2005 till about 2000, I want to say 11, nobody really heard anything from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of went into this pop lane, and everybody was like, man, nah, chill, we're not trying to mess with that. We want R&B craze. So 2016, he comes out with an album, and I'm like, yo, this is probably one of the greatest R&B albums I've ever heard. You know, so like everybody goes through that downward spiral. You know, it's really about trying to keep up with the times, but still trying to stay the same. And I think a lot of artists go through that. A lot of artists can't really move from the lane that they're in and try to slowly circumvent themselves into what's going on now. It's a difficult process, but you have to do it. You have to do it.
I agree. Well, I know mainstream is looking for it, but that was a perfect setup for the track that I want us to play. We're talking about everything was going on, being conscious and everything like that, and that takes me back to 2015. I told you we're jumping all around here, where I dropped pretty much, I guess you could say, my debut album, DN, which stands for The Effort Never Dies. We're all about acronyms here. We stand for something, motherfucker.
Absolutely.
So there was a certain track that I did off there that had my best friend here, Mike Bostic, do the hook and everything. And that, yeah, and once again, he does his thing, he does his magic. Which I feel, honestly, I have no problem saying this. Had it not been for his magic with the hook, I don't think I would have got nominated for that Song of the Year award. Or, I'm sorry, Song of the Year and Best Collab award for 2017 Voices Music Awards. So, big shout outs and big guns to Mike Bostic. We're going to get into one of my favorite tracks from that album. We good? You can't get it yet? Nigga!
No, my computer's been working.
Oh my god, this nigga here.
So let's get into mainstream's track then.
Yeah, mainstream, what you got? You got that Faithful joint?
Let's see if I can get that ready. Okay, I got that.
Okay. Alright, Mike, you can go
so
to it.
this is Faithful. It's not on anything yet, but it's one of mainstream's favorite tracks, one of my favorite tracks. It's Faithful by yours truly.
I don't even know I have it. That's how real it is. You know what? I think I do. You want me to send it to you? Is that quicker?
Yeah.
Got you.
I'll email if you can wait too long to go.
But it's hard for me to let them go. I just wanna
Mainstream's life for a good second.
Facts. You know, for real though, I ghost wrote a lot of people's lives at this point, yo. Facts. Like when I did Tell Me, I wrote that for Jamal Jones, bro. Like when he was going through shit with his wife, like yo, I wrote that. He called me like, yo, bro, like I'm going through something. Like he told me what he told me. I said, okay, cool. I literally got off the phone. I didn't write it. I just sang it. Mixed it. Hour later, yo, check it out. It was just like, I literally all of the songs now are what I'm going through. That's like all of this shit that all these songs is exactly what I want. So it's all like a beat up to that. Wow, bro, it's crazy. That just it just goes to show me that music is transcendent. so it might not be for you today,
Just
but
to see
it'll hit you
the
later.
smile
It'll hit you
upon
later.
your
Crazy.
face. For your love, I will go anywhere. Just as long as you're waiting for me. Faithful, faithful, gotta stay faithful, faithful. Tell me when to leave me alone.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't know. I was walking a lot, but there's no Yep, Black Out the Rebel, Dark Side Radio, Mike Bostic to my right.
Yeah.
You just heard Faithful. Now, what's special about Faithful and songs like Faithful is that they can create the image of you watching this live. Like you can see and visualize like the blue lights that's moving around slowly. You can see the background singers snapping their fingers, going along with the beat. You can hear somebody and see them going in on the mic as they're just standing in one place and snapping. Like it creates the visualization of what it's like to be live. And I feel like sometimes, maybe it's just me, maybe I have a really, really active imagination, which I've always been called for, like daydreaming and shit in class or whatever the case may be. But a lot of that I feel like is missing when it comes to music. And I'm not trying to bash one particular genre in particular. Y'all know how I feel about mumble rap and all that shit. But just music in general. Sometimes I can listen to a song and I'm like, alright, this is good, this is cool, but it doesn't take me anywhere. So when I hear music like that, it's refreshing because not only does it allow one's imagination to run wild, but it's also very rare these days. So
I like that particular instrumental because of the live instrumentation in it, and it really like you said, it took me somewhere different. Like when I heard it, I got excited just off the instrumental.
Yeah.
Like, forget about what I was writing. Like the instrumental was just like, yo, I can just sit and listen to this by itself. So like music nowadays doesn't really do that anymore. Like you know, it's just a regular beat, got some nice whatever to it, nice sounds, nice 808s, makes you bop your head a little bit. But like for something to take you, a song to just take you somewhere else, and that's without words, like that's an amazing feeling. That's an amazing feeling. And I try to invoke that when I do my songs. Like I really, when I write a song, I try not to write a song that I can't envision doing a video for or a visual for. So when I write a song, I try to tell a complete story in that song. Or if it's not a complete story, it will get continued in another song. But like, music isn't like that anymore. Like you can't visualize what somebody's going on because a lot of it is just words. Yeah, it's just words. It's words that rhyme. And there's no feeling, there's no story, there's no emotion to it. And like, when I do hear a song from somebody that takes me there, it's like, yo, that's dope. All music should be like that, but it's not, and it's unfortunate. It's just like, yo, everything we hear should be pleasing to our ears. Everything, like, when it comes to music. And the fact that it's not, the fact that, well, in my opinion, there's more or less garbage that's being put out than anything of substance. It's really hard to like pay attention to radio, watch videos on YouTube, because it all sounds the same to me. It all sounds the same. Nothing really moves me.
Oh, okay. We actually have a caller. You on the line with Dark Side Radio? What's goody? Hello?
Hey, what's going on? Yo, you hear me?
That's old Live Johnson.
This nigga live.
That's Live Johnson.
Mr. I Am Live Graphics. Mr. Living Legend out in this bitch. What's good, sir?
Hey, it's Live Johnson, aka Drive By Live.
Yo, I'm gonna need my dark side niggas to chill the fuck out. Yo, quick story. I'm sorry. Before you even start, I was in the chat room earlier today and I was working on this promotional video for IG, and I was like, yo, these niggas. I hit them all up and I was like, yo, these niggas I gotta remind these niggas where the fuck we come from. Immediately, this nigga Mike Boss is like, yo, what's good? We got beef? I'm with the shit. So I'm like, my nigga, it's not even like that. Like,
I mean, that's how you
just watch the IG.
Listen, that's how he brought it out there. So I was just like, yo, what's the problem? Like, who want the smoke? Like, that's it. I just want to know.
You're stupid.
Who want the smoke? That's it. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'll be ready to pop off real quick.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, it be the R&B niggas that's quick. Like, not get it twisted. These rap niggas be on some real soft shit when you see them in public. And I can tell you from personal experience, but that's another story. These R&B niggas though, I swear, these August Alsina, these Chase Song niggas, there's something wrong with y'all niggas. Like, I guess it's like, oh, y'all think I'm sweet out here making songs about chocolates and strawberries and shit to the ladies that I won't clap a nigga real fast. But yeah, like, y'all some weird niggas. But anyway, I'm sorry. Live, what's good, sir?
What's good, Live?
Hey, man, you know, I have to come in and really shout my man out, you know, for coming back and bringing back Rome me R&B first and foremost. And second, you know, he's a stand-up dude. We go back to the bungalow days as well. I'm glad you brought that up because little do niggas know that's where I got my first start too. So, you know, I miss those days. You know, I'm with you on that.
That's a fact.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You know, we all known each other for a long time, bro. So it's, you know, I'm like I said, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be home, man. I'm just ready to get back to work, get working with all y'all, so we can just get, you know, this music right the way it's supposed to be. And represent real hard for Queens, yo.
That's a fact.
Exactly, man. And I'm glad to see you coming back and be long in your element. And of course, you know, where we go work, that goes without saying. So, you know, keep doing you, man. Keep doing your numbers, and we gonna rise to the top together.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
You know, I was gonna talk some shit, but you know, I'm gonna pull back and let you have the glory today.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, we gonna save the shit talking for another day.
Yeah. Yo, fuck Live, because cause I'm gonna tell you right now, he has all the shit talking in the world when there's no beef and there's no way I can have him on the show. As soon as I want this nigga on the show, I'm like, yo, we gonna be petty, we gonna talk this shit, nigga, we gonna talk about all this smoke that we want. This nigga starts being on some, nah, I'm gonna turn on the cheek. You know, I'm good. I'm living good right now. It's not even that serious. I don't
but he got a brand he got to represent. So
no, fuck that. No, because he wants all the smoke when there's no interview. When there's an interview, it's like, oh nah, peace, love, and apple juice. Nigga, I fucking hate this shit.
Listen, man. You know, I'm dark side nigga, man. You know, I just try to be me. That's the best thing I can tell you.
That's it. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know,
keep being live. Keep being
you know, but you know, when it's time, you know, the fake is gonna get exposed and the real's gonna conquer.
Absolutely.
So, that's the best way I could put it. And you know, anybody feel a way about me or my fans, you know, either speak up or shut up.
It's the people's choice.
That's it. It's the people's choice right there.
People's choice.
There you go.
You know, hey, you know, you know about me, you know, I'm glad Michael Bostic is back, and I'm very happy for my brother right now. So, you know, salute, Dark Side Radio, you know, Black Out, you already know, we coming with the next project. We just putting in work, man. We just letting our work speak volumes, and that's it.
That's a fact. Absolutely. Shits. Definitely. All right, Live. We're going to holler at you in the chat room as usual. We're going to get back to playing all these hits. I feel like we're on some Drake Wheezy type shit. Like, we can really go all day with the tracks and the features. Nigga, it's a problem. Like, he's not bullshitting when he said he was on stage for like 8 fucking songs consecutively. Like, he didn't even leave and it wasn't even his tracks. So
yeah, I think
that shows
I think
you
that
the
night I
grind.
only did one of my own tracks. I think everybody else was a feature that night.
That's some real Wheezy shit. That's Wheezy in 2006 right there for you. But we. Oh, he's still there?
Yeah.
All right, live. So we gonna holler at you, my nigga.
Peace, brother.
Hi,
All right, yo. Why does my nigga sound like? Why does he sound like Domo Rogato, Mr. Roboto and shit? Like mad fucking auto-tuned and T-Pained out in this bitch. But it's all good. I know what happened. He was probably listening to us and the feedback from it all.
Yeah.
But that's what's up. So, I fucks with you. I fucking hate you. Anyway, fucking dumbass song. Yeah, getting back to the interview, getting back to Mike Bostic and everything like that. Now I feel like I can do the song properly. We could get into what I was going to introduce earlier. 2015, off of my debut project, The End, The Effort Never Dies, I did one of my favorite tracks from that joint, which is One of Us that we're going to get into right now, Dark Side Radio.
What if God was a chick? Only settled for the best, so he called her a bitch. Simply because a nigga couldn't hit. Now tell me that ain't some ironic shit. If he was proper, you'd probably say he acted white. Get more love if he was a thug or wasn't acting right. But nah, see, he's on his brainiac shit. So the girls is not finding him too attractive. If he was tatted up, repping his set now, it's funny how God is starting to get respect now. So then again, what if God was a nigga though? Really though, disrespecting women in his videos, throwing up champagne and some jewelry though, letting the top down so we can't feel the cold. Whoa, what if God was a G? How the hell does that now affect you and me? Let's see. Would you do the same? Would you feel like you do everyone else? You love us. I don't even wanna think what you would do. Or how we would treat you if you was one of us. What if God was a hard-working dad who gave up everything he had just so he could raise his little lad? But his ex is still bitter and vindictive. Looks at him and says, you gon' be my next meal ticket. So now she hits him for that child support. Never did a crime, but always up in court. Fighting for a kid he really didn't plan for. But now that he's here, he's the only thing he stands for. But the ex using the kid to get money out of. What if you was a struggling artist trying to drop an album? Had a hit, 3 months later, y'all forgot about him. Label didn't promote him, didn't see a profit margin or the profit market. What if he's kinda awkward or artistic? Would you say that he's retarded? Real shit, I mean, what if God is gay now? What could these politicians possibly say now? What if God was black as the cops rolled up? Would they still wouldn't shoot his ass down in cold blood? Hold up, I still gotta address facts. If he was Mexican, would you say he's a wetback? Need to check that. What if God was obese? Cries himself to sleep after every meal he eats. Shish, this is what I think when the sun falls. You wouldn't do it to God, so I do it to y'all. You got me one of us. Would you do the same? Would you feel like you do everyone else? If you was one of us, I don't even wanna think what you would do. Or how we would treat you if you was one of us.
Black Up the Rebel, Dark Side Radio, my nigga Mike Bostic, we are back. And that was my favorite track from One of Us, from the end, One of Us, because just like you were saying earlier, it takes you places. I wanted you guys to visually see the hurt and the negativity that we bring towards each other without realizing it, and how we can fucking change that. That's all.
Good message.
I try. And thank you for the hook, because you definitely sent the message home. I feel like sometimes it really does, like the hook really does bring out everything. Like, let's keep it real. A lot of people's attention spans is very short, so usually people only listen to the beat and the hook anyway.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I really don't honestly feel I would have got nominated had it not been for his hook. I can say that. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, most of y'all niggas can't. Well, none of y'all niggas can see me in these bars. Let me not be too humble. Oh! But anywho, let's neither here nor there. Let me stop acting like I don't know who the fuck I am. So anyway, now we're actually getting closer now to the recent you.
Recently.
Yeah. So I have to ask, from a love story to the part 2 and everything that you're working on now, what is the difference in you as a person, and what is different in you as the artist sounds sonically and musically?
Maturity.
Okay.
I've matured a lot since the love story sessions, and in the past few years I've matured to the point where what I want to talk about is different. You know, I'm obsessed with books. I love reading. So a love story chapter 2 is not coming right away, but I have something in the medium that's going to come out that's going to kind of contain the past 2 or 3 years frustrations, and that's pretty much the new me. Chapter 2, when chapter 2 comes out, it's going to be awesome because I do have tracks set aside for that as well. But what I'm going to release now is called Burning Day, and it's funny that you came up with that Phoenix analogy earlier. People who don't know, the Phoenix has a burning day, and it rises from the ashes and becomes rebirth. And that's why I'm calling this Burning Day, because I feel as if from everything that I've gone through and everything I'm going through, I'm going to rise up from the ashes and be better, be reborn. So right now, I'm working on that. The 2 tracks that we have here are not from that.
That's interesting. That's interesting because I definitely was going to get into it.
This here that I'm doing is for the women. Purely for the women. I've had someone come up to me and said they got pregnant off my music.
Oh, that nigga definitely got it. Yo, his middle name definitely got me Mike.
You feel what I'm saying? I've had somebody come up to me and say they've gotten pregnant off my music, bro. That was humbling in itself. That somebody could listen to my stuff and go off.
Listen, man, look, yo, I'm texting Shorty right now. Shout out to wifey Jenny Fire. We gonna put that to the test tonight. There's a few joints that I'm gonna let her play. Like, yo, listen, I want you to throw on track 4. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, I'm gonna use this cocoa butter real quick, and we're gonna see what it do. Nah.
You stupid.
Okay, I was gonna ask something. So now you, in private, you did say, I am one of the few people that has full authority to talk about whatever the fuck I want.
Whatever, absolutely.
But I will leave it up to your discretion.
Okay.
When we're talking about growth, we're talking about maturity. From going through what you recently just went through, and the reason why you weren't able to do music for a while, how difficult was it for you to come back to doing positive women-geared music, and how was it just being creative in general? Was it a difficult transition, or?
Nah, it really wasn't difficult because at the core, that's what I love to do.
Okay.
So, you know, music has always been a thing for me, and this hiatus that I had, that I forcibly had, took me away from that. But that was also a good thing because I needed that break to kind of get myself together. So when I got home, it was like, yo, I know what I need to do, you know, and it wasn't hard at all. It was very easy. I actually had a lot of stuff done beforehand, before all of this happened. So I was able to go in those archives and pull out some stuff and just finish them off. And then some of the newer stuff that I have done, it just coincides with all that. So, you know, it's not hard at all. It's just getting into that mental headspace and just blocking everything out and just saying, yo, this is my focus, this is where I need to be at. And just put yourself in that mind frame and then go for it.
That's what's up. Okay, so at this time we're gonna go into one of the 2 tracks that you sent me.
Okay.
That's new. Like, I tried my best to get us up to date as possible, and I think I did. I hit my mark somewhat. So right now is your choice. Which track we're gonna go to?
Let's do "Give Me the Night."
Already
So,
Nice.
yeah, Give Me the Night. I did late 2000, early 2017, right before all the bullshit happened. And I don't know. I was in the mood that night. I was, everything was going well. Whining and dining with wifey, and then that night she goes to bed and I go to work.
That's
what I'm saying. So that's how that song came up. And then once again it tells a story, and it's a wonderful song. So we're gonna get into the song by me called "Give Me the Night."
Okay. Now, right after this song, I have a little surprise that he doesn't even know about. It's not gonna be anything too crazy, but gotta stick around and see what it is. Black Up the Rebel, Dark Side Radio, Mike Bostic.
Oh, babe. Oh, babe. Oh, babe. Oh, babe. Oh, baby. Whoa. Oh, whoa. I just wanna hold you. Tonight is all about your love. Can I really have you? 'Cause I don't want nobody else, no. I know that you got me down, but I just want you here to stay. 'Cause you're so beautiful. Oh baby, baby, don't you know? Oh, don't you
Oh, now I seen it a long time ago, but nah, I dead wish I could do that. I know she would be with it, but nah, I was with it. Oh no, if you're a real technical female, you don't want to go for a shit ass, but you want to make him both. Because even though he's a hard ass, that nigga actually is not bullshit.
I just wanna let you know.
I
I
agree.
ain't
I
even
feel
gonna front. Girl, I love the way you tease me. Tell the girls you stay home. You don't wanna go out now, 'cause I'ma make it worth your while. Oh, don't you know? Baby, now I want to touch you so hard. Give me the night, just one night. So give me the night.
If you want that fly, you still they want to hear that. You're gonna get fucked up.
Don't wanna be alone. Don't go, don't go. Don't go, don't go. Don't go, don't go. Don't go. Don't go, don't go. Don't go, don't go. Don't go, don't go. Oh, baby, don't you go. Just give me the night. Give me the night. I just wanna touch you so. Just give me the night. Give me the night. I just wanna love you. Give me the night. Give me the night. 'Cause I know that you don't wanna be alone. So baby, give me the night. Oh baby. Oh yeah.
Black Up the Rebel, Dark Side Radio, Mike Bostic. We are back. We're getting a little bit close towards that time, unfortunately. So we're going to be wrapping up soon so we can kind of make sure that KDK's show, Monday Night Raw, from 10 to 12, every Monday is going to be starting on time appropriately. But as I said, I had a little surprise for you guys that even Mike here didn't even know about. And I was thinking about it, it just came to me on the way here. So, usually we get people to freestyle, and I haven't had people freestyle on here in a while, but it is what it is. But I feel like let's do something a little different. Mike, how's your vocals right now? If you would be so kind, sir, can you please hit us with my favorite track from A Love Story, the first verse, and the hook to Bedroom, please?
Oh God.
There's a reason. There's a reason why I'm going. Listen, just watch.
The first verse and the hook. You caught me off guard there.
Oh, okay. You can do the hook, and I'm gonna chime in because I was freestyling a little bit in between. Like, if you listen to the track, there's pockets open, and I was just freestyling going with it. I was like, oh nah, nigga, we can freak this hard. Let's go.
All right.
Tell me what you wanna do. I promise I'ma do it how you want it. Anticipation got me crazy, got me thinking I can't wait for you much longer. You said you're on your way, it's time for us to play. Now are you gonna spend the night? I want you here with me, and baby can't you see, tonight is gonna be your night. You can meet me in my bedroom. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna give you. I ain't gonna go far like that, man.
Nigga, I'm about to go with it.
I can't give it all for free, man. I can't give it all for free, man.
Yo, honestly, when I was listening to that track, I was like, yo, you could meet me in the bedroom. I love the way you speaking, and I love the way we freaking, and I love the way you leaking. Bedroom, I'ma hit it for an hour. I'ma make you screaming louder. After that, we hit the shower. Bedroom. The room is getting hotter. You make it so much harder. You get me. Oh man, yo, listen, nigga. I was in there. I was in my bag on the 495, nigga.
Yeah.
Had that shit on repeat, like that.
That's crazy because that's everybody's favorite song, and like that's really what brought me into my next like phase with the music for the ladies.
The panty dropping.
The next project is called The Bedroom.
Nigga, let's go. Let's talk about it.
And it stems from that. It stems from that song there. Like it's just gonna be a collection of just bedroom songs.
That's a fact.
So you know that it's funny because everybody said, "Man, I love bedroom. I love bedroom," and I'm just like, to me, I didn't even really think that was that great of a song. Like I liked it, but I just really liked my rap verse on it. I really, you know what I'm saying?
No, the rap verse was tight.
I think I spit hard on that. Like I was like, "Yo, that's dope," but like. Everybody was. I ask people all the time, "What's your favorite song?" Yo, listen, that's my mother's favorite song.
That's weird. Okay.
Shout out to mom, bro.
Shout out to mom.
That's my mom's favorite song, bro. Like my mom will play that, and play it loud, bro. That's my mom's favorite song.
That sounds like so much Sick Free and Roy counseling. But I mean, it is what it is. People like what they like.
Yeah, she's like, "Yo, listen." I remember when she first heard it, she said, "Listen, that's a hit right there." And I'm just saying to my mom, like, "Nah, man."
It is, man.
There's so many other songs on that EP that to me was better, but everybody loved that song. So I said I'm just gonna go with it. If that's what the fans like, I'm gonna just go with that. If they let the penny drop this one, might not do the penny drop.
Listen, man, if you want to, I can do a write up on the website, and I can break down each song, and I can tell you why everybody likes what they like.
I mean, that's up to you, bro. That's up
Listen,
to
I got it.
Do.
It's my fucking website. It's my company. I can do what the fuck I want.
Yeah,
so look out for that write-up. In the meantime, like I said, we're coming to a close. We got to make sure we get the pictures and everything, and KDK has to get ready and set up and everything the way she likes it. But before we go, Mike Bostic, you have to give us, of course, where the fuck we can find you and the new music.
Including the Pornhub.
What?
Excluding the Pornhub. Every time.
I just got a membership. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a fact. You have to give us a few shout outs, and then also you can leave us off with any quotes or anything that you want us to remember.
All right, well, you can find me, Michael Bostic Jr. on Facebook, Mike the Singer on Instagram. My EP, A Love Story, is on michaelbostic.bandcamp.com. I do have music on my SoundCloud, some unreleased stuff. That's soundcloud.com/michaelbostic. What else? Shout out to everybody that's just been supporting me and lifting me up during this little time that I had away. And everybody that's been just really bigging up my music. Mainstream, man, listen, man. If it wasn't for mainstream, man, I really don't know what I'd be right now. Mainstream kept my stuff going while I was gone, bro. He kept my stuff going, so I owe him so much, you know, for just doing that for me. Shout out to my son, Lil Mikey 3. That's my man right there who loves Love You Just the Way That You Are, and will sing it word for word.
Word for word. What I was gonna end this with, but
shout out to Wifey, and I know she's listening. Thank you for listening.
That's what's up.
And everybody else that's out there listening, just thank you for paying attention and rocking with me tonight. This is one of many, and there's more to come.
That's what's up. Yeah, all right. You did shout outs. All right, I guess it's on me then. Well, let's see. You already know DarksideRadioNYC.com is the official website. DarksideRadioBookings@gmail.com is the official email. If you guys want to be on this show or if you want to discuss anything that's business related, Darkside Radio is the Instagram. Darkside Radio is the Facebook. Darkside Radio is the YouTube and the SoundCloud. Once again, look out for the not even look out, you can pick up, the Project Train of Thought that features Mike Bostic, that infamous track Motions that Mainstream covets so much, as well as the end. If you guys hit me up, I can send it to you because it's not on the website, but I got it for you. Yeah, this is Darkside Radio, Mike Bostic, Black Up the Rebel. We will be back next week, and yeah, konnichiwa, bitches. Konnichiwa, bitches.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard them.
That's the other new one, right? Okay, good. Yeah, this is why I don't even got it. Alright, we gotta get this picture real fast, and
Oh, my old man knees. Oh. Nah, dead ass, my old man knees.
it's alright, nigga. Every time I go like this, I be like,
Oh my god, I wish that shit.
oh, I can send you Cyber Circuit. I love that post, yeah. I didn't need to, but okay. I like it. Alright, you guys. Chill. We out.